It's no secret that a company's biggest asset is their people, but there aren't many employers taking full advantage of this and actively engaging their employees. Hi, my name is Connor Lewis, and in today's video, I talked to Dina Upton, Vice President of People at Drift, and Kristen Robertson, People Operations Manager here at PI, to find out how to engage employees at work and make the most of everyone's time. But first, how do they define engagement at work?
Engagement is allowing you as an employee feel like you could do the best work of your career wherever you are, and that you're continuing to do things that add to the novel of you.
I would define engagement at work as an employee's emotional commitment to a company. So do they connect with the mission, the vision, the values that the company has set forth? And it allows somebody to come into work every day and feel like they're not just doing their job, but they're impacting the business. So having that connection and that emotional connection to work is really what engagement means.
Engagement is clearly an important motivational factor to encourage best work practices. Sounds great, but what's the recipe that leadership teams can use to raise employee engagement?
There are a lot of factors that play into raising employee engagement at work, specifically around making sure that your mission is clear, your vision is clear, and that your culture, core values, beliefs are really clear, because that allows employees to really connect to them and feel a part of something bigger than just their job.
So you think about it as sort of organization, team, and employee, and I think that and then there's outside factors too that add to it. I think that if individuals feel like they're in an organization that is growing and expanding and there are opportunities for them, I think if the organization is communicating what those opportunities are, they feel like they're working for a manager that values their contributions to the organization, and that they have components that are going outside their work environment that are allowing them to do their best work. So I think if you have all those things, if you have a thriving individual, when you have a thriving team, you have a thriving manager, you have a thriving organization, and all of those things are working in concert with each other.
Wow, so a lot goes into understanding engagement at a high level, but let's go through them step by step. First up, I have a 2-in-1 for you, building a culture that reflects the company's core values.
So I would say that the best kind of course of action would be to really make sure that your culture is well defined, that people can wrap their arms around it, and that people can connect to their mission, your mission, your values, because that at the end of the day is going to create and spark that emotional connection for employees with the business. And I think really giving employees the opportunity to be able to grow their career, develop their career, and really helping them find that path for themselves is going to make them feel really connected and that they're cared about, because at the end of the day, people want to be understood, they want to be accepted, they want to be cared for. And that's what it comes down to. So I think having your mission, your vision, your culture strongly defined and that people can understand and really grab onto it, and then encouraging that growth and development over time is what's really going to be helpful.
So we have 8 leadership principles. We've talked a little bit about this before. And the interesting thing about our leadership principles are they're not do the right thing, have integrity. They're very action oriented. So what you do is who you are, and so that defines the culture of our organization. So it's all these little decisions that build and make a successful culture across Drift.
When we spoke to Kristen and Dina, we found that cultural values go beyond the workplace. This brings us to our next step, building and communicating clear career paths.
Sometimes employees don't know where to go, so you've got to have an effective manager that can remove blockers and make sure that they're explaining what the potential is for this particular person. So I think it's both. I think some organizations fall on the trap of saying, well, it's up to you, you need to manage your career. That's true, but they might not know how to navigate. And so I think you need to make sure you have structures for how individuals can navigate across the organization. Or maybe they don't want to move up, but they want to move wide. They want to move into a new role. Do they have visibility into what's happening and what opportunities are in front of them?
We really promote internal growth, and we encourage people that if they see a position open internally, that if they want to pursue it, that they get the green light from their manager, and then they have a conversation with that hiring manager. And I think having the support from managers and from really the entire business to say like, hey, if your career does not continue on within the department that you're in, that's okay. And looking outside of that department, that's okay too, because we want to keep our people. So having kind of a safe place for people to feel like they can explore other opportunities internally really helps as well.
Interestingly enough, encouraging a great work environment goes beyond an employee's work life. The next step we have on raising employee engagement revolves around personal development.
I think a way to make people feel engaged outside of work is allowing them to be themselves outside of work, and also allowing them to feel like they can come to work as themselves. So we are a company that really values diversity and values inclusivity. We want people to feel like they're not just a part of our mission and our vision and our values, but that they have a place here. And I think allowing for people to feel like they can truly bring their whole selves to work every day allows them to be able to go home and have more time with a loved one, with a friend, with a family member, so that way they're able to enjoy work, feel like they can be themselves at work, and then go home and feel like they can do that as well. That's what we're all about here.
That makes sense. Happy and fulfilled people make happy and fulfilled employees. Another kind of obvious way to promote employee engagement is to have benefits your people resonate with.
So benefits, I feel, gets a bad rap. It's like the thing that people don't talk about a lot. It's like the piece of paper you have to fill out. And while it is those things, it's at the end of the day, our benefits philosophy starts from Mike and Daniel themselves, so right from the top. And at the end of the day, it comes down to we want to do right by our people. And we never want somebody or someone to think that they have to worry about caring for a loved one or worrying about their retirement. We want them to be able to come to work and focus on the work and not have to worry about those things. And that's why benefits can be so powerful, because if you truly want to commit to your people and invest in your people, benefits is a great way to do that, so that they're able to come to work and not have to worry about caring for people, being able to go home and take care of personal issues. Benefits is a great way to really foster that engagement by offering a really rich benefits package for your people. And it's also, kind of the more perk side of the benefits, so kind of the fun things that we do, so volunteering efforts or, helping build a playground or whatever it is, and kind of really encouraging different ways for people to feel like they have benefits or perks at a business. So it ranges across the gamut, but it's a great way for people to feel engaged.
So we have all these great tips so far, but in order to see if they're effective, managers and companies need to keep a pulse on how their employees are feeling.
I think it looks very different from person to person. There's no clear definition of what an engaged person looks like or a disengaged person looks like. And that's why I think it's really important to use surveys to help you get an understanding of where people are at and get a pulse of engagement across your organization to be able to take more actionable steps to either coach those people up and get them on the right path or help them find an opportunity that better suits them.
We use ENPS as it's a simple question: how likely are you to refer Drift as a place to work? And we ask that question every quarter. We also ask how likely are you to refer your manager as a manager to work for. So that's sort of our North Star engagement metrics, and we do a lot of things. The comments, so what people provide around the comments are really important for us. But we do that we ask that question every quarter. And then we also use a tool called Tiny Pulse, which allows us to ask a question every week. So we ask a question, sometimes it's about what leadership principle resonates with you. Sometimes it's how effective are your one-on-ones with your manager. So we have a cadence of questions that we ask, which lead to our understanding of engagement. So we felt like asking ENPS question every quarter was not enough. So we needed another indicator to assess employee engagement. And the nice thing about Tiny Pulse is that it brings the leadership team closer to our drifters. So there's the feeling that you can ask anything, whatever you want, and really trying to get ahead of some of these difficult questions that might be bubbling in employees' minds so that we can get ahead of it.
So you have a pulse, You built a culture that promotes the company's values and encourages personal and career development. You have benefits that show you are committed to your people. What now? Our final step, plan and take action.
We also share everything with our employees, so every single board deck is shared. Our senior leadership meetings are recorded and shared across the organization. We do every single PowerPoint discussion that was discussed in a particular meeting is shared. The wiki is a little insane right now with all sorts of information that are out there, but I think for me, part of telling whether or not, you can see whether or not individuals are engaged is, are they engaging with their work? And are you seeing it in the results that they have in their department? But we can specifically see it on the people team by asking EMPS questions every quarter and then a pulse on how they're feeling every week.
I think transparency is really big. Having transparency in a company allows people to understand what's going on and again feel more connected to the bigger purpose, the bigger mission and vision. So I think really fostering a level of transparency, fostering a level of commitment and care to your people, and really helping them kind of find their own way in their career and encouraging that growth.
So there you have it, 7 steps to engage employees at work. Make sure you share this with your team and colleagues to help create an environment everyone enjoys and getting things done in an effective way. If you want to learn more, you can check out our blog post on employee engagement linked in the description below. At the Predictive Index, we understand the value of people. We recently released a talent optimization report with tons of informative stats on how talent strategy drives business success. Check it out on the right over there. And make sure you like this video if you enjoyed it and subscribe for more content. We really want to hear from you. So comment below with some of the cultural values you'd like to foster at your company. And thanks for watching.